much going on here in his vocal techniques. Oh, that's so cool. It makes me so happy when you see people kind of come up and work towards something. Kia ora and welcome. My name is ZoeStibi and I am your vocal coach for today. We're going to be taking a look. What was that? We're going to be taking a look at Alex Warren performing Eternity and Ordinary. Honestly, I've never seen this guy sing live. Obviously, you can't get away from the song Ordinary. It's incredible, but I've never listened to it in its entirety. So there's like a first. Yes, I do not listen to the radio and I live under a rock. And not a single one of my singing students has come to me with this song. So maybe this will change. Let's have a look at what he's up to with his vocal technique.
It's a starless sky, it's a hell that I go. It's a long goodbye on the other side of the only life I know. And it feels like an eternity since I had you here with me, since I had to learn to be.
This is really beautiful. And I love the fact that he, there's just so much going on here in his vocal technique. So we're going, look, and he sings an octave below me. So male singers sing an octave below female singers, but we've got very, very, very thin vocal folds. We've actually got what we would call a sob voice quality. So we've got thin vocal folds, low larynx, and actually you can see the work going on here. That always makes me yawn. You can see the work going on here in the throat. Let's just go back on that.
It's an endless night, it's a starless sky, it's a hell that I go. It's a long goodbye on the other side of the only life I know. And it feels like an eternity since I had you here with me, since I had to learn to be someone you don't know. To be with you in paradise, what I wouldn't sacrifice.
Oh, excellent version of as well as like when you go, what I wouldn't sacrifice. You've got really two sorts of different timbres. And I honestly don't know if that's because he's going through two different songs, but we'll just leave it at that. You can hear the different timbres where we've got those lower notes, lower larynx with that sob, very thin vocal folds. And then da 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 paradise, thick vocal fold, chest voice, the larynx is being raised, and you can hear that definite timbre switch. It's just gone back, you can hear that. Such low volume here in the verse because his mouth is very, very close to the microphone.
Since I had to learn to be someone you don't know. To be with you in paradise, what I wouldn't sacrifice. Why'd you have to chase the light somewhere I can go? And I want this world to
So you can hear that, and I walk this world alone. And we've got really clear, I want to say easy chest voice for him because it sounds like he's been working on this for a long time. But we've got thicker vocal folds. You can see there's a little bit of work going on, but I think that's really like put on in terms of we don't always want to just like look like we don't want to look as like unfazed. I'm trying to find the right word. As unfazed as we really would be if we would like sing, when professional singers can sing this sort of stuff like doing a handstand. No one would go and watch well, I suppose maybe doing a handstand, but like not just like with the normal face of practice. You got to look like it's a bit of work. Here we go. And I walk this world alone. So we go there. He flipped into that falsetto. And I walk this world alone. And you can see that he's actually keeping the volume relatively low in that point. You could see here, he tried to go a little bit louder and it kind of like wavered. There you go. Go. He tried to go a little bit louder than probably the voice was maybe allowing him to. When we're trying to sing in a lower part of the range, we're singing louder. We're wanting to hold back the volume. And sometimes people can feel kind of stifled because they feel like they're being held back. But like if we were to sing at full volume, it would also like push the note out of tune. And that's not the point. Obviously, I don't know that for certain about, you know, what Alex Warren is doing with his actual vocal technique in terms of like what's going on inside his head. But that's what it sounds like to me as the vocal coach. And he's got lots and lots of thyroid tilt in there. So the thyroid cartilage is where the vocal folds live in here. And they're going to walk this world alone. So you've got that lots. It sounds very sung. So it sounds like he's like crying out to something. And that's what we really need in order for it to sound more sung and less like he's just yelling out at us.
I want you laying me down to a dead and buried on the edge of your knife, staying drunk in your vibe. The angels up in the clouds, on chair there's no one we found. Hopeless hallelujah on this side of heaven's gate.
Oh, that's so cool. It makes me so happy when you see people kind of come up and work towards something, because you see that little nervous flutter or whatever in his voice, or maybe it's also because he was going from very, very low to then very, very high. It's tricky. It's tricky for all of us to manage these things. So we've got there, you can hear, like I was saying at the beginning, very low larynx, but it's almost in the soft quality. But you could hear... I always need to yawn when I go into low larynx. So you can hear the increase in the breath though. When we're going down that low in the range, we're wanting to increase the breath and decrease the volume in order to allow the vocal folds to still be able to move.
The angels up in the clouds, on chair there's no one we found.
So that's a perfect, the angels up in the clouds. That's the perfect expression of what happens in the passage when we don't plan what's going to happen when we go over it. Or maybe nerves get in the way and our voice starts to wiggle.
I want you laying me down to a dead and buried on the edge of your knife, staying drunk in your vibe. The angels up in the clouds, on chair there's no one we found. Hopeless hallelujah on this side of heaven's gate. All my life I'll do ya, breathe in, take my breath away, and you fall to our way, you're the sculptor of the clay. Oh my, you're taking me out of the ordinary. I want you laying me down to a dead and buried on the edge of your night, staying drunk on your vibe.
So you can hear, firstly, you can see that that is not the choir singing. They're not. Are they mic'd? Are they actually mic'd? Usually you'd have like an offstage choir for this. So you can see there though, as he was walking up, we're seeing quite a lot of work going on here in the head and neck region. I just want to go back on that because I want you to notice that you can, look, the guy is, he's a newbie when it comes to this level of performance. And I love that he's there, and I'm not trying to in any way poo-poo what he's doing. I think it's so fantastic and I absolutely love it. I love seeing success of singers, but I want you to just see the difference between someone like, for example, when we looked at Lady Gaga, when we're looking at a lot of these very seasoned performers, what the difference is on their voices and the level of stability that they're actually getting. And the stability comes through time. It takes time to build up the stability at singing at this sort of level. So let's just watch that again. Again, not poo-pooing. Alex, you're amazing. And I think you're incredible. And I wish you all the best. And I think you're amazing, 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 amazing. And I love it.
Breathe in, take my breath away, and you fall to our way. You're the sculptor of the clay. Oh my, you're taking me out.
And we're seeing these lovely high, short, sharp, high breaths, which is what we need when we're in that thicker vocal fold sound further up in the range. He's doing that rattle there before the onset of the tone, so that always happens beforehand. But what we're going here is a perfect example of when someone's trying to go too loud because they're getting excited. You want to, right? You want to kind of give that next like shove of energy. So out of the ordinary, I want you to let me go to a dead and buried. There we go. And you can see that as well, that we're hearing now when he's going down to the thinner vocal folds, we've got a little bit of that shake coming in. And like, fair enough, right? He's just like, he's standing at the VMAs. That's exciting. When our heart starts to beat and we're in the thinner vocal folds, that's much easier for us to move the vocal folds with our breath actually through our heartbeat. So that could be where that flutter is coming from. So we're kind of getting on and we're dead and buried. This is very much like there's way less thyroid tilt going on here. He's sort of almost turning into like he's speaking or shouting out. Let's just go back on that.
The angels up in the clouds are jealous, no one we found. Some is so heavenly, higher than ecstasy. Never you're next to me. Oh, I lied until I saw your light. I thought you had to die.
So go, before I saw your light. I like that he adjusted the sound as well, because when he started that chorus, he started with a lower larynx position, slightly more backward tongue there. And then he changed it and the sound got a little bit brighter and got more stable, which is what you need to do when you're using that belt sound or when you're taking the chest voice higher in the range.
I want you to let me go to a dead and buried. On the edge of your mind, staying drunk in your vibe. The angels up in the clouds are jealous, no one we found. Some is so wild, the ordinary. You got me kissing the ground, your sanctuary. Shout me with your touch, oh love, you turn me to dust. The angels up in the clouds are jealous, no one we found. Up in the clouds are jealous, no one we found.
Oh, that's so exciting. I'm so happy for him as well. You can see there though as well, like we're just getting a little bit of, and please, I'm not trying to poo-poo anybody's performance. I think this is amazing. I think it's so fantastic. And it can sometimes come across like I'm kind of shitting on everybody, but I'm really not. I want you to see that these are the things that are going on, and this is just us as being humans. We're just like, this is a living instrument. It's not meant to be perfect. And I'm just trying to point those things out here. Loving the way that you can see the reason why we go down before that last chorus is because we need to come down with the feeling so that we've got the juxtaposition of that louder chorus at the end. So it makes it sound even bigger. And we're also seeing then with the fireworks and everyone kind of coming together as sort of like an amalgamation of things that kind of give the impression that that is a bigger sound. But we're just going to go, when he's gone down in ordinary, I get very similar to what I said at the beginning, lowered larynx, thinner vocal folds. We're looking actually with thinner vocal folds and in sob in general, low breath flow, rather than when he's going into that sort of like quite breathy, lowered sound, where he's adding in that breath. So there are like two very distinct vocal qualities there.
On the edge of your mind, staying drunk in your vibe. The angels up in the clouds are jealous, knowing we found something so wild. The ordinary, you got me kissing the ground. Your sanctuary, shouting me with your touch. Oh love, you turn me to dust. The angels up in the clouds are jealous, knowing we found.
So I really love it. We've got this higher chest voice quality, but we're hearing a little bit of constriction coming in. Now, I can't really comment as to what type of constriction that is, because it could be a range of different types of things. We could be using the false vocals. The angels up in the crowd are jealous. The angels up in the clouds are jealous. No one we found. It's not really the sound or like in the area where I would usually add constriction, which is why I'm struggling in that moment. But it could also be just a mass, basically that he's kind of tightening the throat. When we're singing one song, it's very different as to what we're going to be doing when we're singing, say, 3 hours of music. So one song we can kind of really push and throw a lot of spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks, and it doesn't really matter. You could say that. Afterwards, we could feel a little bit hoarse or like be a little bit tender in the throat, but it won't really matter too much. But when we've got to sing for a longer period of time, it's different as to the vocal choices that we would maybe make. No, not what we maybe would make. If you would like throw everything at the wall on your first song, then you'd be screwed.
Up in the clouds are jealous, no one we found.
That was so cool. I love it. But you can hear there at the end, the angels up in the clouds. He's obviously trying to add on a little bit more of that constriction there. I think if we're looking at the still right here, we can see that the mouth is quite closed there. We've got quite a decent amount of jaw tension going on, tension in the hand. Look, this can come from so many different range of sources, but basically if you've got a whole bunch of tension coursing through the body and you're tensing everything and pushing, that is going to lead to the feeling of tension here in the throat, and also going to lead to constriction, but also lead to us feeling like we're not able to hit the higher notes when we're going higher in the range. We're not saying, this is Alex. If he feels like this is feeling good within his throat, then, like power to him. He can do whatever he wants. But some people might not want to have that feeling like when they're going for those high notes, like it's feeling really uncomfortable, feeling like they're pushing, like they're scratching. And that's something that we really need to look at on a one-to-one basis, which is why my online singing school, the Vocal Academy, is accepting a small number of one-to-one singing students at the moment. So you can apply using the link down below. We also have weekly masterclasses and we have bi-weekly practice groups in which you can really hone in on your vocal technique, because we genuinely believe, and I know that it's true, that anyone can learn to sing, and it is all about just learning the coordination of these muscles in order to learn to sing. So you can check out the link in the description below for that. I've also got a whole bunch of freebies if you're interested in learning how to warm up and how to find your chest voice. Wow, Alex, that's so cool. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite performance was there, what your favorite part of the performance was, because actually I'm really loving the simplicity of the performance. I really loved this sort of like sense of nature and that actually there's no sort of like schnick schnack going on. It's just like a beautiful group of people dancing and him standing in the middle. I just feel like that's also just so powerful as well when we're looking at what can we do and what is effective on stage. And really it is about the emotional connection to the song, and you really feel that through Alex's performance. I haven't looked at Alex on the channel before, so I am going to have a little think about who is really similar in terms of their vocal techniques, so that you can learn some more about how to make these types of sounds And just remember, you can check it up here. And just remember, you're amazing. And you can do this. And it's just through constant practice that you can learn to sing. So I've got you back. Have an awesome rest of your day. Mwah. Happy singing. Ka kite anō.